Back, Mikey, back in the building. All the NBA talk, talking about teams losing players. We know about the Cleveland Cavaliers and the loss of your boy, Mr. Ricky Rubio, Air Spain. You know, he gone. ACL. It's like the third ACL for the boy, man. Rest in prayers, brother. I don't know. At 30-something years old, it's going to be tough on him. But Rubio was part of the conglomerate that put the Cavs in playoff contention. And then they went hunting, right? I got John Wall's face in here, but let's talk about some of that movement. Your boys went out and got, yes, sir. They went out and got Rajon Rondo. The trade has been solidified, but I want to get into Mr. Wall in a minute. And some of the options for these teams from a transaction perspective. What are you doing with John Wall, man? I mean, let's first look at this trade. Let's talk about it real quick. Should be a separate video, but I'm going to hit it here. Rondo goes over to replace Rubio. Knicks get Denzel Valentine, drop him. Valentine has to find a home. Not sure where he's going to go, so they waived him right away. And, you know, really they got nothing in return from a Lakers perspective, really cash considerations. And Rondo joins and kind of takes the place of Rubio. I think he can really step in and do the same things Rubio did. However, offensively, Mr. Rondo is definitely playing at a higher clip. So I'm going to digress and move into another talking point, okay? The reason for this, because we'll get into this Cleveland thing on a separate video. You got a guy like John Wall that's sitting on the bench not playing. A former All-Star, a baller of ballers out of NC, North Carolina. You got a guy who I think is available in Damian Lillard, okay? Okay? You got, man, they still talking about your boy. Okay, you got a boy, you know, by the name of I want to get into it. Who else is sitting? Isaiah Thomas is trying to make a roster, but I want to go there. I want to talk about the Wall-like players. Eric Gordon from Houston. These are all guys that are available. Look at the minutes he's played. I mean, this is a catastrophe for the NBA. And there's a couple teams I'm looking at. When I look at the standings, and I say to myself, where could he go right now? That is the toughest decision point for Walls. Like, where you put the boy? Everybody has a point guard technically, but there's a couple of teams that I think could use the boy because they technically don't have point guards that are at this type of level. Let's go over the top teams in the East Coast and really wind down. We talked about Cleveland and why they're rushing to get somebody. They're in the playoff hunt. They're very close. Why not add a Wall, man? I mean, seriously. You got cheap rookies and Mobley, and you got Garland, the dog Garland, who's definitely a point guard, but he can play guard. You add on a John Wall to this team. That's an amen for me. I'm not sure what they're doing in that situation, but Rondo's a nice pickup. Okay. Chicago needs nothing. Brooklyn needs. I don't know, Kyrie, but Milwaukee, interesting. Now, commandment of the ball, we know that your boy Giannis kind of brings it up a lot. Okay, they got Drew Holiday as well. Drew Holiday, more of a defensive guard, can shoot up. He can spot up a little bit. Maybe there's not enough balls for Mr. Wall, but that would be interesting. Miami, Larry, okay. We'll let him slide, even though I do love John Wall in Miami. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do love him there. Okay. Cleveland is definitely the highest as we walk through. Philadelphia is another squad. I mean, if we're just going to these rosters, I know the money got lined up. I get it. This big money. The problem is Wall's money. Let's be straight up, man. He's owed a lot of money. But couldn't this team use a damn John Wall? Where the point guard at? Show me. Maxi's a guard. Let's be straight up. He's not. And you know who I'm talking about. The trade that they've been talking about forever. That's the next talking point. Guys just sitting. Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is not playing. I mean, this is a disaster for him, man. Whoever his agent was, it is totally backfired for this squad, man. Seriously. Drummond and B are twin towers killing it. And Joel saying, you know what, bro? I could do this on my own by my damn self. And that's what he's doing right now. No offense. Curry is having a career year. But what about the guard, man? Maxey is tremendous, tremendous. But I like him as an off guard. I do. I do. I like him as a starting Jeremy Clarkson type of player. Philadelphia, why not make the move? Washington, do they need a point guard? Could they reunite John Wall with Washington? Be interesting. Think they would have to lose too much. I don't think it's going to work. Charlotte, definitely no. Boston, Schrader's there, wants to get paid. A 1-for-1, but, Houston doesn't really need him. Toronto, New York Knicks is another squad. Maybe, they're already guard heavy, but, Rose is injured, and they wanted to move Kemba at some point. And then I can't see anyone else on the East Coast that's worthwhile for John Wall. But when we get over to the West Side, till I die, the West Side, it gets interesting. All right? It gets interesting for John Wall. All right? First team that comes to mind right away is Denver. I'll make this quick. Denver. Right away, they need him. Okay? I like Campazzo. I like what he does. I like him off the bench, though. I don't think he's a starter. Okay? That's my opinion. Listen, he's proven himself. It's just, let me tell you the only issue I have with him. He's tremendous, but he's 5'10", and is a defensive liability. All right? That's all. That's the only thing. Offensively, the kid is a gem. Better than a lot of starters in this league. Okay? But defensively, it's so tough for him, man. I'm listed at 5'10". I think he's 5'8", 5'7". I mean, I hate to do that, but really, he's short. All right. Will Barton's there. Who do you move? Who do you get? Asset-wise, John Wall needs to go here. I mean, I hated Jamal Murray at the point guard position. I really did. Mike Porter Jr., back injury. They need some ammunition. Jokic is bringing it up. Get Wall. Go get Wall if you don't have to move too much. And Highland is a keeper. I like Marcus Howard, but he's another guard. These are both guards. They're not point guards. John Wall has more point guard than anyone on this roster. Austin Rivers is another one, and they also signed up Rajon Tucker. So they're guard heavy. They are guard heavy. I just do not see why they're not going after Wall. All right, and maybe salaries, but I like him in this slot, especially from a minutes perspective. The next team right there is Dallas. Dallas is dying for a true dog point guard. Now, Brunson's come along very, very well and is maturing and getting better. However, all-star, all-world talent like John Wall, why not? Clippers. It is 5, 6, 7, dogs. Clippers, yes. Go after him. Yes. Reggie Jackson, though I love his style, he's part of the bench squad of the all step back. I mean, he's out there. He does a little something. I like his game. But can he do it by himself? Is he going to be off and on because he's inconsistent? I think so. This is where I definitely want to look at upgrading. Bledsoe is no longer a point guard, okay, at all. He was already a scoring guard, but now he's totally a scoring guard, all right, in my opinion. He can set the play up top, but really that's it. Wall fits in perfect here. They need him. They need him bad. Not sure what the Clippers are doing. So those three teams really from the West are really the highest points of contention on say, hey, go get. But there's another squad, guys. The team's in ninth place. It is Minnesota, guys. Minnesota is the next squad that I said they can use them. They can use them because they have no true point guard once again. I like Beverly as a bench player now at his age. I do not like your boy, Mr. Ice in My Veins, D'Angelo Russell at the point guard position. I think he's more of a guard. I don't think it facilitates as well. How would it look to have Towns and all these guys if you keep the main pieces? McDaniels, Towns. You keep your boy, Mr. Edwards, right? You keep those guys. You try to make a move for, I'll tell you what, tremendous shooter in Beasley. Really improved himself, but that's your best asset. A move for Wall. Be interesting. I really like those paces. But now, that being said, I'm going to cut it because it's too long just with Wall. There's a couple other guys that are just sitting. We talked about Simmons. We talked about Gordon that's, languishing in Houston. We look at all the bad teams in the NBA. What are teams doing? Make the moves now. The gel needs to happen. It's January. We're close to the playoffs. 82-game season. You look at that. I think we're into it for about 36. Almost halfway point. February's cooking. Make the move for John Wall. I'm out of here. Mikey, step back, giving some options for the Wall, man. What they doing to your boy, man? Sheesh. I'm gone. Peace.